Today marks 1 year since the launch of the show, and since then we've gotten to know the community through an entirely new lens.
Now let's take a look back through the untold stories that we've been able to shine a spotlight on and hear more from members of our primetime team. One year of welcomes. Hey, good evening. Thanks so much for joining us for WIS News Primetime.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us for WIS News Primetime.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us for WIS News Primetime.
I'm Greg Adeline.
And I'm Cynthia Beasley.
And I'm Hannah Burbank.
Glad to have you with us, everyone. I'm Judy Gatson. Every weekday at 7:30.
We'll be here to tell the untold stories of kindness, community, and hope across the Midlands. 1 year of stories.
When you give of your time, that's giving of yourself. To me, that's the best type of donation.
And we come out here early and try to make them have a good day.
He has changed my life. He absolutely has. And I always say he is the strongest man I have ever met.
1 year of community.
One year of WIS News Primetime.
When the world becomes a scary place, why not look for something good? Why not take a moment to listen to those untold stories of passion taking place right in your own backyard? Why not Primetime?
And Primetime is an opportunity to get away from that. It's a break. It shows us the best of humanity, the best in our community, and I think it's such a refreshing 30 minutes in your day.
It's just hope. I mean, I can't think of any other way to describe it. You know, working in the media, we see a lot of death, destruction, and a lot of awful things. So I think it's important to remind the community that there is good.
On the days when the bad news takes hold of your attention, it's important to remember to take a look around, because you might just learn a little more about your neighbor, your community, or even yourself.
People who are doing great things in this community, people who are doing unheralded things or things that inspire others, it gives them the opportunity to shine.
To me, primetime is just getting to know the best parts of people, whether they be a little messy or a little dark, and sometimes it's just opening yourself up to honesty in a raw way, but also in a really impactful way.
We've seen joy in its purest forms.
Come on, buddy, give me some nuts. Have a good one. Have a good one.
Unbelievable breakthroughs.
So you're either going to walk in it, allow it to make you bitter, or you're going to strut through it and allow it to make you better. And that's just what I've chosen. I want to be better.
I knew seeing Caden, knowing I could be able to walk good and just do a lot more things, that was immediately my answer.
March 1st.
Okay.
We'll do that at the women's basketball game.
And a sense of passion and hope only found in the Midlands.
And what I think is beautiful about that is if you think it's the American national anthem, that Sawyer's Voice has had the ability to not just unite America, but nations.
They don't have a choice to go through the chemo, surgeries, treatments, whatever they have to go through. So that's why we hike, to give them that joy.
People have gone through a really hard time, and you know, a lot of times they're looking for those moments where they can just kind of get away from perhaps some of the negative news and some of the headlines and some of the difficult things that we've had to go through, and just kind of take a second and celebrate some of the great things that are happening right in front of their eyes.
People at their core are very good, and I think that that really showcases it. So honesty, pure, and hope.
Because it shows you that, hey, your neighbors, your friends, your family members are right here around you. They're great people, and it just shines a light on the good in our community. And it's the stories that stick with you long after the camera has stopped recording.
The story of Tacoma Letsum, an ALS patient. He was a SRO, and we were able to see him now several years after his diagnosis, and he's nonverbal, he can't move, he's paralyzed, but we were able to tell the story not only of his brave fight and his perseverance and how he continues to inspire from a hospital bed, but also the compassion of his nurse who stood by his side day after day. And to hear somebody in that position say that he's blessed and says that he's privileged to inspire.
No other choice than to inspire.
A year ago today, we began the very first show with one simple question.
Yeah, we're asking that question, what makes a community great? We know that ours is great and we love it.
What makes a community great? We've shown you the Midlands through a new lens over the past year, yet somehow the answer to that question has remained the same.
People make our community great.
And that is the people of our community make it great.
The people, you know, it really starts with just one person.
And still, so many untold stories yet to be put into the spotlight.
And there are so many more people to highlight, events to cover, and showcase the good that our community is doing.
Their resilience, their ability to bounce back, their ability to face the difficulties that life may throw at them.
I find hidden gems every day that I wouldn't have known otherwise unless I went and looked for them. People aren't actively looking for something to make them feel good. They're looking for something that needs to be at the top of their mind, but why not give them something to put at the top of their mind by presenting it in front of them?
Will yours be next?
Yeah. Yeah.
Once our anchors say goodnight and say we'll see you tomorrow at 7:30, I want you to sit with yourself and feel something.
It's your neighbor, it's your friend, it's your family member, and all the complexities of a person is what makes our Midlands, the entire area, so great.
You know, you might not know how much of an impact one person can make.
We want to thank you so much for joining us for tonight's edition of WIS News Primetime.
Make sure you join us here every weekday at 7:30 for the untold stories of passion, perseverance, and much more in our community.
We'll see you tonight for your news at 10 on the CW and WIS News at 11.
Have a great night. Yeah, we want to thank Justin Walsh, our producer, who's done just such a phenomenal job on this program for the past year. And you saw him there in that piece and putting that piece together. A nice look back.
It's amazing. He pours his heart into the show. We also want to thank you all for allowing us to share your stories, and we look forward to getting to tell many, many more.
Yes, no doubt about that, because there are lots of stories to be told.
So many.
Yeah, it's still unfolding. All right, we'll be right back after this.